What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Hey, and welcome back to some more What's in the Box. Here we are, we have something a little different again today. For those of you who come here for big box PC games, we just like to change it up here every now and then for something a little different, and this certainly is. So small enough package, about a CD case in size. As always, let's get right to it. Open it up and see what's inside. Ah, okay. So this person's actually taken fairly major precautions to keep it safe. Not only do we have a bubble wrapped package, we've actually got a little cardboard sleeve around it and some more bubble wrap. That's very considerate of that person. Nice to find more of that. Right, so let's get all this stuff off it as quick as we can. So here it is. Prince of Persia Arabian Nights on the Dreamcast, or as it is known in Europe and on the PC, Prince of Persia 3D.
Be the Prince. Prince of Persia 3D.
So you're probably wondering, if you've never heard of this, what has this got to do with Prince of Persia 3D? Well, Prince of Persia Arabian Nights is actually a port of the PC game for the Dreamcast, and it was only released on the Dreamcast in the US. You know the difference between a Dreamcast PAL European edition and its US counterpart by this here. So we've got our red swirl Dreamcast and it's in black, and they're in jewel case CDs. To give you an example, I'll actually get you a Dreamcast game you can compare and contrast. So there's an example of a PAL or European Dreamcast game. Another fantastic one there, the Nomad Soul, another PC port. So the cases are thicker, they're a lot more like PS1 cases, but they've got this interesting case on the inside. The booklet goes in the back, and then there's this dual CD tray which only is used by one side if it's a one-disc game. Very interesting, very strange, but that's the huge difference between the Prince of Persia here, which is the US edition, and our PAL games over here. So you can see that it's just a normal jewel case. Makes it easier to replace certainly, but I do really like the design of the PAL boxes. Gorgeous. But anyway, Nomad Soul aside, I'm back to Arabian Nights. This is one of my childhood games. I absolutely loved it. Now, I didn't play it on the Dreamcast, mind you. I played it on the PC. It's actually quite a strange version of the game because it's quite different from Prince of Persia 3D on the PC. There's a lot of little changes that just make it different enough that it's definitely worth playing if you've played Prince of Persia 3D on the PC and haven't heard of this. So it's got things like, it's got an inventory system where the prince stores his weaponry. Instead of pressing 1 to say 9 to choose the weapons in the PC version, you actually have to go into this inventory. And what's the strangest probably for me out of all of them is the potions, the health potions that the prince picks up in Prince of Persia 3D and 1 and 2. He usually drinks them straight away. In this game, he actually stores them in the inventory, and then you can use them at any time you want. What it also changed is that in Prince of Persia 3D on the PC, there were other potions as well that gave you power-ups, such as being able to jump really far distances or go invisible. What this game does is it changes the power-ups to actual power-ups that you pick up. He uses them straight away as soon as you stand into them. They're these strange circle symbols that float in place. If you've never ever played Prince of Persia 3D or Arabian Nights before, the best way I can describe this game is it's quite like the old Tomb Raider games. It plays quite similarly to that. Now, this game was not well received at the time, and I imagine a lot of people watching will probably say that, nah, it's a crap game, it's not worth playing. I think it is, but I think I'm also a little blinded by nostalgia. I played it when I was a kid, you see. I got it as soon as it came out. I was so excited for this game. So there's the cover art there, a dazzling 3D action adventure. And here at the back, what do we have? Be strong, be smart.
Be the prince.
So what this actually is it's a direct sequel to the second game, Prince of Persia, The Shadow and the Flame. It just wasn't really well received at the time. A lot of people thought it was very bad. It was quite buggy on release, and that's because they were rushed to release it at the time, the company that were making it. Jordan Mechner only had very, very small interaction with the people that were making the game, and in fact he's actually claimed that he never got past level 2 recently. To my partner in crime here on the channel, Patrick's Twitter account, Sega.com. Nice disc. Hopefully it's in good condition. Looks good to me. Lovely. And then we've got the manual. What's also quite different about this game in comparison to Prince of Persia 3D as well is actually the movement controls are far quicker and more responsive than they were on the PC. Like Tomb Raider, when you run and jump, it takes a bit of time for her to complete her animation, so you actually have to press the jump key or jump button a bit before she takes a jump, about a block before she takes a jump. But in this version, as soon as you press the jump button, the prince will jump. It's quite different from the PC version of the game, which is much slower actually. The other thing about it is so hard in comparison to the PC version, and I actually think that that's part of the reason why they made the prince pick up your potions so you can save them up. We're just going to have a quick look through the manual now. Yeah, so diving into the action. Some lovely artwork. I really do like the artwork to the Prince of Persia 3D game. Yeah, so what happens in this game is that the prince, the sultan and the princess are visiting the sultan's brother, and then what ends up happening at the party or the celebration is that the prince actually gets thrown in the dungeon by the sultan's brother because the sultan had agreed to marry his first daughter to his brother's first son. His first son is a half man, half lion looking dude called Ragnar. It's quite a strange story as far as the Prince of Persia games go, as they were fairly grounded in some type of mystical reality, but this one kind of goes off the board. This actually here is the inventory screen. There's different weapons as well, as you can see. There's a flame sword there. There's a second sword in there that shields you from all arrows when you have it out. There's where you store the potions then on the left hand side. Very, very unusual, and I must say I've actually been only playing it recently. I have a fairly illegal version of it downloaded and playing, and yeah, I've been playing it recently just to see what it was like, and that's why I bought it, because I want to be, you know, I want to be above board here at Hit the Snake. But I've been playing it recently and it's very, very strange. Recognizing traps. Oh, the traps are just instant death in this game. I actually must say the manual is quite similar to the PC version, except it's not long form like the PC version is. There's some of the enemies there, just normal guardsmen to roustabouts and demons. Yeah, look at these guys. Very strange. There's some great puzzles in the game as well. It is definitely worth playing for people who are even halfway interested in the Prince of Persia series, and particularly if they like the original Prince of Persia trilogy of games. And even for people who played Prince of Persia 3D and didn't really like it but just want to see something different, I can't suggest enough to go away and just check it out. I'm really happy now to have that. I actually have quite a nice Dreamcast collection here at home, and I'm quite happy now to finally have this in my collection, as it was only released in America. It was news to me as well when I found out that it actually had a port to another system. Same with the Nomad Soul actually, but yeah, Prince of Persia Arabian Nights, it's a flawed but nostalgic game for me, certainly, and I would highly suggest people to check it out, even if you check out a few videos of the gameplay after you've seen this video. It's just got enough different that it's very interesting to see how they translated the game to the Dreamcast. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. That's what's in the box this week, and yeah, thanks for watching guys. Subscribe to the channel if you dare. Thank you very much. See you later.